Beverly Allitt, a name spoken with fear and disgust. This somewhat ordinary nurse from Lincolnshire, England, became a beacon of betrayal and unimaginable cruelty. Between February and April 1991, she preyed on the most vulnerable patients under her care, innocent babies and children. 4 young lives were extinguished. Many others were left forever scarred. Allitt's weapon of choice, insulin, her hunting ground, Ward 4 at Grantham and Kesteven Hospital. The image of a caregiver is one of trust and compassion. But Allitt shattered that image, replacing it with the cold reality of a killer hiding under the umbrella of healthcare. How could someone entrusted with the well-being of children commit such heinous acts? The answer, like Allitt herself, remains a chilling enigma. Ward 4 became a place of unspeakable suffering. Allitt's 59-day killing spree began with 7-week-old Liam Taylor. His tiny body, already battling a heart condition, was no match for the lethal dose of insulin Allitt injected. Liam died within hours. His death, while tragic, was initially attributed to natural causes. Allitt, emboldened, continued her reign of terror. 11-year-old Timothy Hardwick, recovering from an epileptic seizure, was her next victim. Then came 1-year-old Kaylee Desmond, admitted for a chest infection. Both died shortly after Allitt's shifts, their deaths shrouded in a growing cloud of suspicion. The ward, once a place of healing, had become a hunting ground. Each shift brought a new opportunity for Allitt to play God, deciding who lived and who died. Whispers began to circulate among the staff. Too many unexplained deaths, too many coincidences surrounding Allitt's presence. A chilling pattern emerged, healthy children deteriorating rapidly under her watch. Dr. Nelson Porter, a consultant pediatrician, couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. The final straw came with 15-month-old Paul Crampton. He suffered 2 cardiac arrests while under Allitt's care. The medical team, baffled by his sudden decline, noticed a suspicious puncture mark on his arm. Tests revealed the unthinkable. Paul had been injected with a large dose of insulin. The alarm bells, silent for too long, finally began to ring. The investigation into Ward 4 began with a sense of urgency and dread. The hospital staff, horrified by what had transpired under their noses, cooperated fully with the police. Records were scrutinized, timelines reconstructed, and suspicion fell squarely on Beverly Allitt. Allitt, initially calm and collected during questioning, cracked under the weight of the evidence. Her stories unraveled, her lies exposed. The police discovered a pattern of Allitt being present at every unexplained death and near fatal incident. Finally, on May 26, 1991, Beverly Allitt was arrested for the murders of Liam Taylor, Timothy Hardwick, and Kaylee Desmond, along with a string of attempted murder and grievous bodily harm charges. The angel of death had been unmasked. The trial of Beverly Allitt sent ripples through Britain. The courtroom became a stage for unimaginable grief and anger as parents of the victims recounted their horrific ordeals. The evidence against Allitt was overwhelming. Medical records, witness testimonies, and her own contradictory statements. On May 23, 1993, the jury delivered its verdict, guilty on all counts. Allitt, displaying little emotion, was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 30 years. Justice, it seemed, had been served. But for the families torn apart by Allitt's crimes, no sentence could ever heal the wounds or bring back their children. Beverly Allitt was diagnosed with Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a mental disorder where a caregiver fabricates or inflicts illness upon someone under their care to gain attention and sympathy. She was deemed too dangerous for a regular prison and was sent to Rampton Secure Hospital, a high-security psychiatric facility. In 2018, a Channel 5 documentary, The Nurse Who Killed, shed new light on Allitt's life behind bars. The documentary revealed that Allitt, far from showing remorse, enjoyed a comfortable existence in Rampton, with access to books, television, and even a PlayStation. This sparked outrage and reignited the debate about her sentence and the possibility of parole. In 2018, Allitt's minimum sentence of 30 years expired, making her eligible for parole. The news tore through Britain, with many, including the victims' families, expressing outrage at the thought of her release. Allitt appeared before a mental health tribunal in 2019, arguing for her right to be transferred to a lower security facility. The tribunal, however, ruled against her release, citing the severity of her crimes and the ongoing risk she posed to the public. Despite this, the possibility of her eventual release continues to haunt the families of her victims. A grave reminder that justice, even when served, can sometimes feel incomplete. The question that continues to baffle investigators, psychologists, and the public is simple yet agonizing. Why? What drove a young woman to commit such horrific acts against defenseless children? Some theories point to Allitt's troubled childhood, marked by instability and a need for attention. Others focus on her diagnosis of Munchausen syndrome by proxy, suggesting a desire for control and a twisted need to be seen as a savior. Despite numerous psychological evaluations and attempts to understand her motives, the answer remains elusive. Beverly Allitt remains a cold enigma, her true motivations locked away within the depths of her own disturbed mind. The case of Beverly Allitt left a scar on the British psyche. It shattered the illusion of safety in hospitals, casting a long shadow of doubt over the medical profession. Allitt's crimes have been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and even a song by the heavy metal band Cradle of Filth titled Beverly Jail. Her story serves as a chilling reminder of the capacity for evil that can lurk beneath a veneer of normalcy. The legacy of Beverly Allitt is one of fear, heartbreak, and a profound sense of loss. It is a legacy that continues to resonate today, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can reside within the human heart.